Keep yourself in the loop of everything football. Listen to Alex and Jeremiah on the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Hello there, I'm Jeremiah.
I am Alex, always and forever here.
Dedicated to college and NFL football. The latest football news on and off the field. NFL draft trade rumors. We've got you covered from the NFL, Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, Pac-12, ACC, and everything else in between. Listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Thank you for tuning into the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast, where we discuss the latest news, rumors, and games of the NFL and college football. From the latest science to research, breakout stars, and all the news in between. As always, I'm Jeremiah.
No, man, I was going along with you. You had to break it. You had to laugh.
I had to, dude. It was like
I was wording it.
By the way, introduce yourself to the people.
I am Jeremiah.
No, you're not. You're
I'm Alex. My bad.
But
Sorry.
yeah, I know.
You got me confused.
I'm sorry I had to laugh, but Alex was just like
I was mouthing it.
He was mouthing the whole time, and I was like,
"Oh, you liked it."
No, I didn't.
Oh, come on.
Okay, it was funny, but come on. I was trying to. It was so hard to keep a straight face because
that's the goal.
Because like your face expressions were funny too.
Yeah, the way I was saying it. Yeah. Thanks.
Anyways, but yeah, we have a lot to talk about because we didn't have a show yesterday.
Yeah. How was your Labor Day?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Well,
what'd you do?
I did. I enjoyed.
Let me guess, you had a Corona.
No, I didn't actually.
What?
I had
you have one like every weekend, or not every weekend, every like holiday. It's almost like a tradition for you.
No, I had to switch it up. I had decided to go craft beer.
Okay,
honestly.
what'd you have?
Dogfish Head 60 minute.
What?
It's a Dogfish Head 60 minute. You never heard of it?
No.
Really?
Who thought that'd be a good idea for a beer like name?
It's really good. And then there's another one I tried called Red Trolley Ale.
I heard that.
Yeah, a friend of mine suggested it. I was gonna say recommend it to me, and I had it right after the Dogfish Head, which is a very strong IPA. And they have a one called the 90 minute. And then 120 minutes.
What does it mean by like you got to finish it in this amount of time?
No, I think the way they described it, I think it's like the time that it gives you buzz or something like that. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
No, there's one of them that's really strong, and I barely finished it because I had it at a bar here in Midtown Sac, Lowbrow. It's on K and 20th. Have you been there?
Lowbrow, yeah.
Yeah. They have the Dogfish, I think, 90 minute. And then they had it in a 6-ounce glass, and I was like,
"Oh, you try them out?"
Yeah, no, it was actually the size I came in, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I realized, oh, no wonder why, because it is strong.
I was like, was it weak or what?
No, it was really strong, so that's why they put it in the small glass. I barely finished it. It took me like an hour, but anyways, it was a good weekend.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah. I also watched some college football, which we're going to start off the show with. It was a wild and crazy week.
It really was, yeah. To put it in layman's terms, it was upset city.
Upset city.
Yeah, okay. Jeremiah and I are going to get into a few games here, but let's just put it lightly. It was on like Donkey Kong.
No. It was like the words of DJ Kelly or Drake. It was on one.
Some ranked teams went down. Some ranked teams almost went down by unranked teams. That was the biggest thing, is there were some ranked teams that got some competition by some teams that shouldn't have been competing.
And there's also some FCS teams that upsetted a couple of
You could
teams.
say that.
Yeah.
It's not a game we're going to get into, but let's just put it like you talked about it on the football show on Friday, right? Appalachian State at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Number 9 almost got beat by an unranked team. They only beat them 20-13. They only beat them by 7 points.
Ben and I talked about this on Friday. Tennessee, they just were struggling on offense, but you got to give that Appalachian State defense credit. You know, they always go toe-to-toe with, like, the toughest teams.
Yeah, I feel like you find out, the reason people are aware of Appalachian State is because they have these they have upsets sometimes.
Yeah, they're a really good football program. They really are. Yeah.
And then you look at like Stanford and Kansas State. That game is not as close as maybe the score would indicate, but there was a time where they were.
Yeah, it was close at a time.
You know, I mean, it was 17-6 at the end of the third, but Kansas State, the main thing for them was they couldn't get their offensive rolling, but they were there is the thing. Like I said, the score indicates it being much farther apart, but they were right there. They really were. And then you have, Baylor beating Northwestern State 55-7.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And in the game that you and I were looking forward to and ended up being disappointing.
It was a snoozer. It was close
It was
at the
close.
end of the first. It was 3-0.
Hey.
And then it was 17-3 all of a sudden. And then it was, okay, I'm not keeping track anymore. Like you were working, so you had me update you.
Yeah.
I got tired of
you got tired, and then as soon as it was I think 31-6, you're like, oh, screw this. I'm not going to update you anymore.
I'm done telling you.
Yeah, of course, we're talking about the USC and Alabama game. Alabama was victorious. Huge, 52-6.
Yeah, it was 38-6 at one point. I was like, I'm done.
I don't know about USC, man. They just look lost on offense.
They looked scared.
Yeah,
of the big SEC offense.
I don't know what to say about USC, man. They just can't get it rolling.
But not to take away from the rolling tide. Let me see.
Okay.
Did you see what the newspaper headline was on Sunday in Alabama?
No, it wasn't.
It hurts so good because the freshman quarterback Jalen Hurts he didn't have an amazing statistical game, 6 for 11, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he played well.
Yeah.
Another one, as you like to say, running back for the Tide. Damian Harris, 138 yards on 9 carries. That's it.
All right, well, for USC, I just want to know who's going to start that Week 2 game.
At quarterback?
Yeah.
I don't think he played badly.
Max Brown or Sam Darnold?
I don't think Brown played badly, though.
Yeah, but, but did any of them play well enough?
He didn't come out and play on out of his mind, but he played better than Darnold did. And SC, it's not like they're in – I don't think they're in, oh, my God, this panic mode. You know what I mean?
Some people thought they were on Twitter.
Man.
Some of the –
they play Utah State next week, okay?
No, they'll be fine. But,
they play Utah State this week.
Some people on Twitter were like, oh, my gosh, USC is a lost program. They're not where they used to be. I'm like, dude, calm down. First of all, you're playing against the number 1 team in the country that just won the national championship. Of course, and you're ranked 20th.
Yeah, USC hasn't done anything to necessarily put themselves ahead of other places.
Exactly. They haven't done anything recently. And don't worry, they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. And I knew they were going to lose this game anyway.
Yeah, I figured they would.
Yeah, like you and I said, it's either going to be a blowout or a close game. And we were right on one of them. All right, anyways, we're moving on.
It was close to the end of the first.
The team that lost to Alabama almost lost. Well, I didn't say almost lose, but they were in a pretty tough battle against Auburn. Of course, Clemson won against the Tigers 19-13. The Tigers beat the Tigers.
Yeah, it was right. War Eagle to keep it separate, I suppose.
There you go.
Now it was 13-3 at the end of the third. Again, seems a little farther away in terms of score, but Auburn came rolling back 10 in the fourth, and they were right there, like you said. If not for 2 late field goals, they were right there.
They were.
It was. I mean, it wasn't necessarily like Clemson was close to losing. I mean, they were, but Auburn never really came in. I don't think Auburn never led the game. Obviously,
no, they never did.
So it was never like.
But they played
Clemson.
tough.
They did. No, they did.
Especially
an Auburn team like that. They don't necessarily have. They run the ball 24/7. You know what I mean? It's not like they were coming out there throwing for hundreds of yards. They definitely didn't.
Yeah, they haven't done that in a while. They haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, it's pretty much not much at all.
Yeah, pretty much
since Newton.
Since Cam Newton, they haven't had a quarterback that was a passer and a runner. They just basically had a lot of quarterbacks that have been just runners.
Nick Marshall was okay.
He was okay.
Yeah,
he was okay. Yeah.
Moving on to the number 3 team.
Yes.
So we went 1, 2, 3 like that.
Yeah.
This is a game that Jeremiah had been eyeing because he is a real fan of Houston. He's a big Houston guy. Houston, they pulled it out. Number 15, Houston beat number 3 Oklahoma 33-23, and it was like they handed it to him. Like it wasn't like they were killing him. They were losing 10-3 at the end of the first, but they scored 16 in the second. They scored 14 to unanswered 14 in the third. They played pretty big. I think that turning point was the missed field goal return for touchdown of over 100 yards.
That was the 20 point in the game.
That was impressive, to say the least. Baker Mayfield didn't necessarily lose the game for him either. He had 323 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He played well. He really did. But Houston was on something else this weekend, man. They were playing lights out. I would say that. I was watching the game last night, right? Which we'll get into. And they're talking to Herb Street. He said, if I was to rank the top 4 teams right now, and he said he doesn't pay attention to the preseason stuff. He goes Bama, he said Notre Dame, Bama,
Clemson.
No, he put Clemson 3.
Why would you put Clemson 3?
I forget. Oh, he said Bama, FSU, Notre Dame, Houston.
Why would you put Notre Dame in the top 4? Because they lost to Texas.
I'm sorry. I misspoke. Notre Dame. I said FSU. I don't know why I said
Notre Dame. Okay. Oh,
so
okay.
It was Bama, FSU,
Clemson, and Houston.
Houston, yeah.
Yeah, Houston.
Just about he saw this weekend.
No, yeah, dude. Houston just came out on fire, and I am not going to lie with you. I didn't think the Cougars were going to honestly win this game because I thought Oklahoma had the better quarterback.
Well, Greg Ward Jr. 321 on 2 touchdowns.
He did.
He had an amazing 18 carries for 1 yard.
Yeah, he came. Yeah,
his long was 11 yards too. So I'm pretty
so
sure
he came out throwing. He came out throwing this game.
40 attempts.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I just love what these Houston Cougars do on defense. They kept Baker Mayfield on check throughout the second half.
Yeah, in the second half.
Second half,
he tallied a lot of yards, but it wasn't significant in terms of a lot of dead drives.
Yeah, and Houston was leading 19-17 at halftime, and turning point of the game was that 100-yard field goal.
Yeah, that
return, that kick six.
Yeah, and I love the kick sixes, man. Those
I
are the
love
best.
it. I love it too. And then after that, all the momentum was towards Houston, and
in a way, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
they were outscored 6-0 in the fourth, but I mean that didn't necessarily pull the momentum from the. They kind of had it then.
Yeah, and then after that kick six, the offense of the Sooners had a fumble.
Yeah, they did.
And I honestly think that was also.
It was just all the momentum was gone.
All the momentum was going their way, and there's just no way of stopping it. And I really do like what I'm seeing from the Cougars so far because I was high on them. And the thing I want to let you know before we move on to our next game, Drake actually performs in Houston later that night, and guess what he was wearing? A Houston Cougars jersey. Yes,
he likes to play to the
people. Even Drake is on the Houston bandwagon. He's loving the crew in Houston, guys. All right,
hold on. I was going to say too, they're going to carry this into this next game because they're playing I'm sorry, I've never heard of this school in my life, the Lamar Cardinals. You know how ESPN does the matchup predictor? They say the percentage-wise who has the chance to win, Their match predictor is 99.1% Houston win, 0.9% Lamar Cardinals. So,
wow.
Yeah,
right.
I imagine they're going to go 2-0, to say the least.
Yeah, their tough game won't be until Louisville, which is, I think, in October.
And how tough is that going to be now that they, look like a team that can beat, number 3
I don't know. I'm really excited for that Louisville matchup now. It's going to be a really great game, and I'm just excited to see how Louisville is going to perform now. Lamar Jackson was on fire on Thursday, throwing, I think, 8 first-half touchdowns. Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm close.
Yeah, no, they play Louisville actually September. I'm sorry, November.
November 17th. Okay. I know I had the date wrong, but I know the
month.
The month, but yeah, moving on to another top 5 upset or top 10 upset is Wisconsin.
Top 5.
Top 5,
top 5. LSU
yeah.
was no longer. I told you.
Yeah.
I saw that whack when I saw 5. I was like, whack. No way.
No, I said that they were a team that dropped out of the top 10 or
same.
top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we had that top 25 reaction show, yeah, Wisconsin beat LSU 16-14, and this one was a defensive struggle throughout.
Yeah, at halftime it was 6-0. It was Wisconsin's lead. Everybody's like, oh, it's just 6-0. LSU's got it. They did come to outscore them 14-7 there in the second half. So it was a brisk 13-14.
Yeah, and then Leonard Fournette did have a good game.
He did, yeah.
103 yards and 22 carries. It's just that Brandon Harris
did not
play. He didn't play when he didn't make plays when he was supposed to. He threw that, that game clinching interception.
God, do you see that hit afterwards?
Yeah,
That's
dude,
garbage.
That is Bush League,
That was
man.
weak.
I did not like that, dude.
That's Bush League.
I didn't like it, man.
No, same.
That was very absurd. I did not like that.
And I mean, you have the running game of Leonard Fournette, right? We've talked about it, though. They're one dimensional. Brandon Harris
Exactly.
had minus 15 yards. Obviously, probably a lot of sacks. But my thing is, he found only 4 receivers. One of them being Leonard Fournette. So you have 3 people, they're garnering most of your receptions. 5 by Travin Durrell, 50 yards, so he had a nice brisk 10 average. Leonard Fournette had 3, Malachi Dupree had 3, and Deshaun Smith had 1. You got to spread the ball out more.
Yeah.
You got to in relation to Wisconsin, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys with at least 1 reception. Their top receiver being Troy Fumagalli?
Fumagalli.
That's a nice name.
Yeah, I like
7
that.
for 100. You have Robert Wheelwright, 4 for 60, and then from there, 2s and 1s for the remaining receivers. But still, you found more guys. And when you find guys like that, you're moving the ball. Bart Houston didn't have an amazing game, no touchdowns, 205 yards and 2 picks, but he didn't he did more for his team, I would say, than Brandon Harris did.
Yeah,
and that's the knock on Harris. That's the knock on LSU.
That's been a knock on Harris for the past couple.
That's been the knock on LSU.
That's been a knock on them like last season. So, like I said, that's the reason why I saw the LSU Tigers. They're not a top 5 team because of that reason. They're just so one-dimensional on offense. You can't rely on Leonard Fournette. Teams are going to defend him. They're going to stack the box.
We saw what Bama did last year.
Exactly.
He's running crazy. They're like, oh, man, it's a Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette matchup. No. Leonard Fournette can get shut down because Bama's defense is good enough to do that, and they know that Harris isn't going to throw all over them, even if they put 9 in the box.
Yeah. That's
screens to Fournette.
That's why I was so shocked that they're top 5.
The reason these are preseason rankings is because they take into consideration what they look like going into the season. If you have a team that you look at, like say Washington, that you look at being, they played really well this weekend too, but you look at them as being an upgraded team. Browning's gonna have a good year. You look at them in that aspect. I understand their ranking. I don't understand LSU's because you look at their defense. It didn't get a whole lot better, and then Brandon Harris is still the issue at quarterback. Leonard Fournette can be only as good as they're going to play.
And this is his last year, too, possibly.
I would imagine.
Most likely it's probably going to be his last
because they're
year.
going to play some teams that no matter how many guys they put there, they'll outblock and he'll have good games and so on and so forth. He still had a good game, obviously. But they're not. I don't feel like they're going to contend like people imagine they would be at putting him at 5.
No, but they are a top 25 team. I just don't think they're a top 10 team.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think they can range out around 15.
But they are a top 25 team. They are that talented enough.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I think so, too. I just, it's, 5, no, thank you.
No.
And real quick, before we move on to another close game, I'll say that Hawaii had a pretty, they must have drawn the short straw, man. You have to go to Australia. You have to play Cal, who's not an easy win. Cal's not what they were last year.
Cal won that game, too.
But, Cal won that game, right?
Yeah.
And then they had to play Michigan?
At Michigan? And Ann Arbor, yeah.
Let's just say they lost 63-3. We'll move on from there.
We'll move on from that, okay. And then before we move on to another close upset, I want to talk about the TCU.
I was going to say that was a close game,
No, South Dakota State, they were leading that game at one point.
Yeah, they lost 41-59.
And South Dakota State's a really good FCS program. I really like what I saw from the FCS this weekend.
Yeah, they played some good games.
Yeah, you can't disregard what they're doing. Some of these teams are not, give me games. They're just not the tune-up games like Appalachian State, Eastern Washington. I know you're very upset about that. Eastern Washington upset over Washington State.
Whatever. Don't get me started.
And then South Alabama defeating Mississippi State by 1 point.
1 point.
Yeah, so I just like what I saw from the FCS this weekend. And I know South Dakota lost to TCU 41-59, but that, honestly, though, the fact that you're in that game at 1 point and leading, I think that's kind of a win for them, because you weren't expected to win that game anyway, and I don't think anyone expected them to score 41 points. So, I didn't either, but I liked what I saw from South Dakota State.
196 yards receiving by their leading receiver, Jake Winke. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was great. They're another, South Dakota and North Dakota, They play some real good football over there.
They do.
They
Dakota
do.
knows football.
They do. They sure do. And okay. Anyway, moving on to another top 25 upset. Texas A&M defeating UCLA 31-24 in overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest thing in this game, so Rosen had a tough day.
Oh,
he had 343. Passing wise, he had good, but only one touchdown. He threw that. They were trying to go. They're trying to get in field goal range, and he threw an interception. It's possible, going ahead score for A&M, but they ended up just going into overtime. But did you see the guy that went up for the interception? He came back down. He dislocated his knee, and then he grabbed his toe and did that stretch kind of thing, and it popped it back into place. I thought he was stretching because he had he was cramping, and his knee kind of jerked for a second. It didn't stretch, jerked down. I was like, that was weird. He put it back into place himself,
wow.
And then he had to get help off field because you imagine it hurts, so you're limping. But
well, not only that, all the adrenaline, so you're not going to feel it right away. So
not right away.
Yeah.
He got up. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah, but anyways, Trevor Knight played really good.
Yeah.
For the Aggies, his first start over there, transferring from Oklahoma. Yeah, he went 22 for 42 attempts, 239 yards, threw a touchdown, 1 pick. But he played just as good as Josh Rosen, who threw for a lot more yards. But of course,
he had 3 back.
He had 3 bad passes that went for interceptions.
Yeah.
I was high on Rosen coming into the year.
Uh-huh.
I said he was the best Pac-12 quarterback and best Pac-12 quarterback, but he made some real good throws.
He did make some good throws, but he made some mistakes.
He made some mistakes, and don't disregard this. He is still a sophomore, so there's still time for him to grow.
He's still learning, yeah.
He's still learning the college game.
That kid that had the interception to clinch the game too, that was one of 2. Mm-hmm. Not clinch the game, but clinch the going to overtime.
Yeah.
At least the kid that got that last pick.
Yeah.
And it was a good overtime session too. It really was.
Yeah, and then I know the Aggies broke up a pass, for in the end zone to win the game. So, they won that game by defense.
Their defense definitely helped win that game.
Yeah, it did. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. You think the Aggies are you think they are
I think they could end up ranked at some point this year
if
they keep playing this way, yeah.
Playing this way, yeah. Because UCLA's I know they lost this game, but they were a very good team too.
Yeah, no, I mean they weren't ranked there for no reason. They weren't ranked 16. I think they have Auburn week 3, but
who, UCLA?
No, Texas A&M. But they have Prairie View this week.
Yeah, so
Prairie View A&M Panthers. So they're probably gonna
win that game.
This one's even more than Houston's. Matchup predictor: 99.8 Texas A&M, 0.2 Prairie View A&M Panthers. Another school Alex has never heard of.
What school have you not heard of? Hey, we should have that as a segment.
We should have that segment.
Schools.
Prairie View A&M Aggies.
Oh,
just
man.
Yell it out.
All right.
Did you see that UC Davis Oregon game?
I did not, but I did see the score.
So you and I were here in Sacramento, which is about 20 minutes from Davis.
Exactly.
My girlfriend goes to UC Davis. She by no means she doesn't want Davis to win or anything. But so on the Pac-12 network, Oregon's game was before Washington State games, right? Oregon's game started at, I want to say it was one of the 1 o'clock games. Washington State was supposed to start at 5. The game didn't end until 5:45.
Wow.
It was like a 5 when at 5 o'clock when Washington's game was supposed to start. When that game was supposed to end, there was 10 minutes left in the third. What? What on earth? I mean, UC Davis was in this too. At the end of the first, it was 7 to 8.
They were at one point, yeah.
At the end of the first, it was 7 to 8, and then it was not 7 to 8. But I mean, they played well. I mean, their running back had 96 yards and 3 touchdowns. Their offense just didn't look.
It was a tough weekend for the teams up here in our area. Sacramento State lost their opening game.
You can say that
to Western Oregon, a team that's not even in Division I.
What was the score?
38-30.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't go to the game, but I did keep up with it. So I don't know. I am going to the Fresno State and Sac State game, so I don't know what I am going into. But hey, I like the Bulldogs.
You don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. So, but hey, I do like the Bulldogs. So either way, I'm happy.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's do our last 2 teams.
All right.
In a sense, one upset. Excuse me, and one very exciting.
Yeah, both of these games are very exciting. Actually, the Notre Dame, ranked number 10 team in the country, going against Texas, and Texas came out on top. A very amazing game, winning 50-47 and double overtime. Like, this was probably the game of the week. It's probably a contender already for game of the year in college football. It's a contender already. It was that exciting. This game was very well played, very competitive. It had everything, you know.
It
had
was
everything,
awesome.
and I was at Clubhouse 56 for a part of the game, and it was really good, you know. And Deshaun Kaiser, he had a heck of a game, man.
Oh yeah,
heck of a game, and honestly, I think they got to stick with Deshaun Kaiser as their main quarterback because I know Malik Zaire. You know, he got in some
he got
plays
like 3 passes or something.
Yeah, but I really think Kaiser when they left
when
they left them in, I think they just have to just
roll with him.
Roll with him. Unlike Texas, they got the 2 quarterback system, which both of them
both
very
did well.
Both of them did well. You know, Tyrone Swoops, beast, bulldozer, the 18 dozer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, he ran the ball like a man possessed. Like 3 touchdowns on the ground. One of his runs, it wasn't a touchdown. It got into position to win the game. But man, the run before the game-winning touchdown,
before the game-winning run,
yeah, he
bulldozed
like 3 to 5 guys.
He kept his legs moving. This he's not gonna be a quarterback at the next level. He might not even be a quarterback for his college career.
But he can play football.
He can play football.
He can play football.
He's one of those guys. He's a football player.
He can play football. Oh yeah, you kidding me? Like he can honestly be a running back, fullback, receiver in the next level. Yeah. Like he has the body. He just has
that body.
He has that body. Like 250 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
like a Heinz Ward type kid.
Yeah.
Or Michael Robinson.
Yeah.
Michael Robinson. How was he a quarterback? Going to be a fullback.
And Shane Buechele, the freshman quarterback for Longhorns, played really well. So the 2 quarterback system there, it looks like it's going to work. They're playing both of their guys in positions that they best suit them for. They're not going to pass the ball with Tyrone Swoops because he's not a threat to pass the ball. But when he has the ball in his hands, boy, you better watch out because he runs like a bulldozer there.
He does. And I feel bad for Nevada because
Why?
Notre Dame plays them this week, and they are looking for a rebound game. They are mad.
They are mad,
and they're coming for blood.
But but the thing I want to talk about the Longhorns is this was the most important win in Charlie Strong's career.
Oh yeah,
it was so important because he was on a hot seat last year. Like they had a lot of expectations that if they didn't get start off really good this season, is Charlie Strong's job in jeopardy? I don't know, man. As of right now, I don't want to overreact, but I don't know. I think the Texas Longhorns might be back.
We'll have to see.
I think they might be.
We'll have to see. Like I said,
it's going to be interesting here in the Big 12, man.
Yeah,
it's going to be really interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, and like I said, Notre Dame plays Nevada this week. Texas goes and plays another. Jeez,
that is cool. That
no,
you never
I've
heard
heard of them, but
okay.
no, they're playing the Miners, the UTEP Miners.
Oh, okay.
98.0 to 2%.
Yeah,
so.
UTEP actually won their first game too.
They did. Yeah,
the UTEP quarterback is actually a Fresno State transfer.
Yeah.
Zach Greenlee.
Yeah,
so
229 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
they're out for blood. No, but that's gonna be a good game.
But I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the Longhorns. I just love this 2 quarterback system. It's return of the. I think Tyrone Swoops is he's kind of like a wildcat quarterback in a way. He's not going to throw it a lot, but he's just basically going to run.
But watch, I bet you one time this year, he's going to fool somebody by doing his run throw.
Definitely.
Like that little Tim Tebow pop pass.
But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Longhorns. Both quarterbacks, man, it's very exciting to see.
All right.
But anyway,
let's cover the last game because we got to take a break soon.
Yeah.
Last game.
Yeah, we got to talk about the
marquee matchup.
Marquee matchup, probably
I would say, if not for the Notre Dame Texas game,
this was the second best game.
Probably second best game.
Second best game. Yeah, and Oklahoma East is probably the third best game of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Florida State, ranked number 4, defeated Ole Miss, the number 11 team in the country, 45-34, and Ole Miss, they were rolling.
Yeah, this is probably one of the more looked at matchups of the week because you have a really good matchup in itself. 4-11, people figured Bama was going to be a pretty handed loss for one of those, more likely USC, but this one you didn't really know which way it was going to go. So this is definitely one that was looked at That's gonna be, and it really lived up to expectations.
Yeah, Ole Miss was
in a weird way.
Yeah, Ole Miss led at halftime, 28-13.
Yeah, 26 points deficit at halftime.
And then
but
Florida
they
State
scored right before half for Florida State.
Yeah.
I think that was really a turning point for them. They got in and they changed up, and then they went on a 23-0 run in the third.
Yeah, 32-6 run.
Yeah. Oh
man, it was a great game from the young quarterback of Florida State, DeAndre Francois.
True freshman.
He had a heck of a game.
419, 2 touchdowns, and he played in his hometown.
In Orlando.
With his mama there to see him.
I bet Mama was so happy about that.
Yeah, she looked like one of those moms, like Marshawn Lynch's mom, where she watches more like, not like she's crying because her baby doing good, but she's looking at like it's business. Like she's watching him like, he's gonna go take it to the house, Like she's one of those kind. She was like one of those kind of moms. Like she was just like, she knew what her son was capable of, so she's just watching. She's like, now you go do it.
She's like, that's my boy.
No, not even that. She's like, now go do it. She's like the Water Boy's mom.
Oh,
where she's just like,
okay, yeah,
like where she finally gives in to like him playing football, and she's like, go do it.
Go play foosball
like, go
with
do
your
it
friends.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like go do it like I know you can. Like that's how she kind of was.
Man, I love the Water Boy.
That's, yeah.
But anyways, moving on here, Devin Cook. He had a pretty good day. He didn't have an amazing game on the ground.
But good.
91 yards on 23 carries. But he was heavily involved in the passing game.
Yeah, he
was. It was big in this game for Francois. 101 yards receiving on 7 receptions. So he had an all-around game.
Yeah, he had. You could say that he had 192 total yards.
Yeah. But that's still, he was heavily involved in this game.
Yeah, he really was. And speaking of, we talked about last time of people, of spreading the ball around. You have 8 receivers. I mean, Ole Miss did the same thing, but this sets you apart. You need to be able to throw the ball around, and he really did. Francois. He had 59 yards. Running. He looked banged up every once in a while. It looked like he was cramping or something. Kept grabbing for his leg. He did get hit quite a bit. You know what I mean? He was sacked a decent amount, at least, or not even. No, he wasn't necessarily sacked a lot. He was hit a lot. After throws, he was getting hit a lot. Now, if you look in relation to Ole Miss, there was a guy in Florida State that had 4 sacks on his own. And don't forget, Aguayo's brother debuted in this game. Ricky Aguayo broke a school record for most field goals in the game. He is 6 for 6. His long was 44. He was perfect with his extra points. He was responsible for 21 points. Yeah. He was almost as important as Francois was in this comeback.
Yeah, special teams is important, dude.
Special teams wins games.
We seen it this weekend. It was big in the Texas and Notre Dame game. It was big in the Oklahoma and Houston game, and it was big in this game. The 3, in my opinion, 3 best games of the weekend. And Chad Kelly, man, he was strong. He did well
in the first quarter
until the second half. He just
if you're looking at him,
they had like -7 yards on offense at one point.
Yeah,
in the second half.
If you're looking at him, like if this is the year, like you're okay, is he a potential NFL quarterback? Right. In the first half, I said, yeah, maybe. He played well. He ended up with 4 touchdowns and everything. But there's he just had some ugly interceptions. Even one of those touchdown passes was lucky. He threw it in the hands of the DB. He happened to pop it up and it was caught by the receiver. Like. The end game interception, ugly underthrown ball, just disgusting.
Yeah, he's lucky that the quarterback position in SEC is weak, and he's lucky that Joshua Dobbs didn't have a great game against Appalachian State because of that. He's still the best quarterback in the SEC despite this, this loss.
If that matters. But I mean, like he's weird to me because he's inconsistent. He had one of his touchdown passes was beautiful. It was an up and in and up route. He threw it before the guy was even back into his second up, and he had to fight to the ball kind of route. And he threw that timing wise. It was beautiful. It was a nice pass. It was great accuracy. And then he has those ugly interceptions. I just can't get a feel for him. What I mean?
He is very inconsistent. I do agree with you on that. And it remains to be seen what kind of year Chad Kelly and Ole Miss Rebels are going to have. But they still are. They're going to definitely drop out. Well, not drop out completely, but they're definitely going to drop in the top 25 poll.
Oh yeah, they are.
But I still think they're a top 25 team.
They'll be in the teens, I think.
They'll be in the top 20.
I can see them drop to like 15.
Yeah, they'll be in the top 20. Spot. Houston, I don't know. I think they might take I think they might enter the top 10. I don't know.
They could.
They
You had a lot of top 10 teams losing.
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting week to look at this preseason ranking.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, this first season ranking and see how that shapes out.
And we'll probably get into some games on Thursday's show.
We will.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into some break.
Yeah, let's get into the break. That was a very, very long segment.
Yeah. So we'll take our first break. We'll come back. We will just update you on a couple NFL things real quick, and we'll get out of here. So, as always, don't go anywhere here at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And we're back here at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. So, some crazy stuff happened. Was it Saturday?
It was Saturday.
It was Saturday.
It was the same day as college football. So
yes.
We had a very busy week.
Yeah, I'm laying there in bed, and I wake up, I do my thing, I roll over and check my phone, what time it is, because I don't sleep with my Fitbit on. I don't like having something on my wrist, you know? And I roll over and check what time it is because I'm at my girlfriend's house. I don't have like a clock or anything. And I noticed that a lot of people retweeted, like, you know, on Twitter, if you have a Twitter account, it tells you like when a lot of your followers retweet the same thing. And obviously I follow NFL on ESPN, NFL Network, around the ESPN and around the NFL, all those different football sites, and all of them retweeted the same stuff. And I'm like, what is this? So I open it up, and sure enough, you know, you and I talked about all these possibilities. This one wasn't one of them.
No, we didn't talk about. No, it surprised me.
Stretch.
It surprised me. I was shocked when I heard about it.
I was too.
Before we get into the news, I also was out of bed, and then because I have the ESPN alerts, and then I saw two of them, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Am I just dreaming? So, you know, so I went back to bed, woke up 10 minutes later, and I was like, well, it didn't change, so this is obviously real.
Someone's not playing a joke.
Someone's not playing a joke. This is real, guys.
Now, we'll get into it right now. What's more surprising to me, too, is now it wasn't like I wasn't surprised to see the person traded because it's like, okay, you know, traded again for
I was
the second
surprised
time.
by the team.
I was surprised by, I was surprised that they went and got him, but for the price.
Yes.
So the Vikings traded for Sam Bradford, first-round pick, and a fourth-round pick.
What?
The Eagles didn't even give up a first-round pick for the dude.
What? Exactly.
I smacked my face.
What made you think that Sam Bradford was worth a first-round pick, Minnesota? What did he possibly do? He hasn't won 20 games in 5 years. 20 games.
And you're taking on that contract.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand it.
Why didn't you just get Mark Sanchez? He would have cost less. He got cut later that afternoon anyway.
Yeah.
Come on.
Exactly. You could have signed him to whatever deal you wanted to.
Why are you paying for a guy that's a 1 year? Okay. This is kind of like the equivalent. This is equivalent of a MLB trade at the deadline. You overpay for a guy at the deadline that's basically going to be a 2-month rental. This is exactly what Minnesota did. They basically pulled
It'll be a 1-year rental.
Yeah, well, it's equivalent. Like, he's basically a 1-year rental, and I don't know, man. I was shocked. And I do think Mark Sanchez was the better fit for this team. He was cheaper, and, you know, he can bring veteran, you know, to the presence to the quarterback position. I don't know, man. I don't like the trade. What? I just don't like the fact they gave him a first-round pick for him, and I don't know, man. But the bright side, though, for Philadelphia is that Carson Wentz is named the Week 1 starter.
Is that the bright side, though?
I don't know.
You know, do you think Chase Daniel maybe should have started a little bit longer?
No, Chase Daniel should start.
Yeah, do you think Daniel should have started for at least maybe a couple weeks?
Maybe for a couple weeks.
Wentz got 1 game's worth of action.
To be honest with you, though, I was a little bit surprised that Wentz was named Week 1 start because of the limited action in preseason.
That's what I'm saying.
But
he got 1 week, and he got hurt. It wasn't even a full week's action.
Exactly.
He didn't play when it mostly mattered. You know what I mean? He didn't get the reps he needed, and he's been hurt. I don't know what kind of reps he got in practice. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I think they're just going to throw him out there to just get the experience, man. I think that's honestly what it is. And, he's honestly, though, he's probably not going to be successful right away, which I'm very expected to believe in.
Are you expecting that to happen? Yeah.
I'm expecting that to happen, but I think, honestly, it might help Wentz in the long run because he's going to get game action. It's going to be a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
But
you're playing starters. Now, before we take our second break, because we have one more quarterback to talk about, excuse me, did you see heading into this season when I came back from today, right, back to you in April?
Yeah.
No, sorry. Back to you in July.
Yeah.
And I said there's going to be 2 rookie starting quarterbacks week 1 in the NFL. Who would you have guessed those would be? Jared Goff, who's
Carson.
not going to start.
First of all, number 3 quarterback on the depth chart, really, for a first overall pick.
Maybe for the first couple weeks. I think he might eventually
Number
jump.
3 depth chart.
He just needs the reps.
That's disappointing, though. Come on.
I think he just needs to learn the offense. But he
needs to adjust to the speed of the game.
That too. He's getting there. I think he'll start probably by at least midseason, if not sooner. And Mannion, I think, is just there because probably you don't want to have to put him in the role of a backup, But I would have said Goff, and maybe because at that time we didn't know how the situation was with the Jets, Hackenberg, because we still didn't know what was going on
with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And we didn't know what was going on with the Eagles. They were under the impression that Bradford would be the starter. I don't know who that second one quarterback would have been, but I could have told you right now it wasn't going to be Carson Wentz, and it wasn't going to be Dak Prescott.
No, that's what we're here to do. We speculate and then we're wrong. That's what it is.
This is what we do. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Yeah. Man. But okay. Yeah, that did surprise me. Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz are the rookie quarterbacks starting week 1.
Yeah. And apparently the Cowboys are keeping Romo on the active roster also.
Because Jerry Jones said this morning there's no one good enough for that spot on the roster. So
take that, every guy cut. Just add insult to injury.
All right. Well,
take that, every other person.
Anyways, we got to take our second break.
Man, no, we had a 35-minute segment, and then we just had roughly like a 5-minute segment in between. Okay,
that was your fault that we had a 35 segment. I'm kidding, but it was fun. It was fun. But anyways, we're gonna take we're gonna take our second break.
Take our second break
here at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. Not go anywhere, guys. Not go anywhere. We're almost done.
Yeah.
Do you want to be healthier, yet you just don't know what to do? All these shows telling you this and that, but nothing seems to work. Well, listen close. Golden State Media Concepts has got something great for you. The Health and Wellness Podcast dedicated to workout trends, healthy eating habits, diet, and everything about healthy living. Join us in our banters as we help you not just live life to the fullest, but live it to the healthiest.
Welcome back to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. And for our final segment of the show, we're going to stick to the NFL, talk about another quarterback. He was briefly mentioned in the last segment, but of course, Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Oh my God,
one,
no.
Yeah.
Mark Sanchez, yeah. The guy that should have went to Minnesota for a cheaper price is actually going to the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, he was signed by the team over the weekend after he was cut by the Denver Broncos because he lost the starting job to Trevor Siemian. Yes, Trevor Siemian is the guy
Former
now.
7th-round pick. No passes. That's one. I did see one analyst that did make a good point where the Vikings scared of the fact that he just got beaten out by a guy that never had a pass in the NFL in a regular season.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Bradford at least had enough to get drafted number 1 overall.
Yeah, I think one thing I failed to point out, though, in the last segment about Sam Bradford was that Bradford and Adrian Peterson were both teammates at Oklahoma.
But Bradford was a redshirt freshman that year. I don't know if he started.
No, he didn't, but they were still teammates.
At least they knew each other.
They knew each other, so yeah.
At least a little bit, you can imagine.
Yeah.
And it was Peterson's last year, though, so he was ready to go.
Oh, dude, Peterson was a beast.
He was a star. Who knew if he even knew that little loser?
That was the same year that Boise State beat Oklahoma in that
And the Fiesta Bowl.
Fiesta Bowl.
The
Yeah,
Statue of Liberty?
the Statue of Liberty. That was that same year. Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah,
Sam
people
Bradford.
don't bring that up in Adrian Peterson's final year.
I
People
love
don't.
that game.
That was
And then
still one of my favorite.
Wins the game, proposes to his cheerleader girlfriend. Boom.
Still one of my favorite college games of all time.
I forget that guy's name, like Ian something.
I think it's Ian Johnson.
Ian Johnson.
Yeah,
that
he was
kid.
on the 49ers roster at one point on the practice squad.
I know, because everybody was relevant apparently to everybody just because the dude proposed to his girlfriend and won the game and stuff.
You'd be surprised. A lot of college stars are really relevant. Years after.
I didn't think
their
Case
time.
Keenum would be.
Exactly, Casey was still relevant.
For what team?
A former Houston quarterback.
Let's not get too far off.
All right, but anyway, let's get back. All right, so yeah, the Dallas Cowboys have now signed Mark Sanchez, who is apparently going to be, I think he's going to be the backup to Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he's going to be his backup.
Yeah.
He went from being the possible in about a month,
Yeah.
the presumed starter of the defending Super Bowl champions, to a backup quarterback of a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
The backup to a rookie quarterback.
It is amazing what a month can do.
Especially a month in the NFL.
Exactly. It's amazing. Hey,
We saw it last year with the Falcons. Start 5-0. How about 5 straight losses? Boom.
boom.
How about being 5-5 after a month? Didn't see that coming, did you, Atlanta?
Yeah, no, we did not. Oh, wow. So, and of course, Cowboys still have Tony Romo on the active roster, which is something we briefly mentioned in
I think
the
I
last
heard that
segment.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I heard that somewhere. Yeah.
We briefly mentioned it in the last segment.
Well, I forget we've been talking for 6 hours, so. But yeah, what do you think about this? Do you think this was? I mean, they needed to get another quarterback. They had two. Technically they had 4. They're the one of 2 teams, I believe, carrying 4 quarterbacks on the roster. The other one being the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
You carry literally you can't you're gonna carry every one of them dudes. You can carry
At least
all
put
4 of them.
Put one on the practice squad, man. Come on.
You know what? Judging by how I don't know what Petty's hurt, but I don't know if they
And Hackenberg hasn't got any time.
He got 2 games.
Exactly.
But Petty.
I'm
he injured
surprised.
his shoulder. It wasn't like
And
IR
Geno
worthy.
Smith is still there for some reason.
He's going to be the backup because Petty got hurt. I think if Petty didn't get hurt, you could have seen
Geno probably would have got cut. Yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Or traded to the Vikings.
Yeah, dude, no one wants to trade for Geno Smith. Come on.
I know what happened already. But back to Sanchez. Do you think this is the low point for him?
No, I don't think it's a low point.
I think if Romo comes back healthy and they release him, that's his low point.
That's a low point right there. Yeah.
There'll be a team that needs a quarterback.
It's not as low as the butt fumble. We'll just say that.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not as low.
That's fair.
But the evolution of Mark Sanchez's career has been a wild one. He was a star in New York, then went to Philadelphia. He was in the quarterback position with who? Sam Bradford.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Vikings
And then, of course, they were battling out throughout the whole year. He got some stars. Sam Bradford did. And was released or traded after that point.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. And I can't. And then he went to and then he signed with the Broncos. After Peyton Manning retired, he was expected to get the number 1 quarterback job, but of course lost it to Trevor Siemian, a former 7th-round pick who didn't even throw an NFL pass.
You
ever.
fans now know who Ben is because he was on the show on Friday. I called it in his face.
Yeah,
I told him
on the sports show, right?
He's like, I can see Paxton Lynch. I was like, no. Why would they start Paxton Lynch? No, it's going to be Sanchez or Simeon, and I think it's going to be Simeon. And I said that.
But yeah, he lost a starting job to a guy who has not thrown an NFL pass ever
In a regular season game.
in a regular season game.
Yes, sir.
Former 7th-round pick out of Northwestern. That's Trevor Siemian.
But I'll give him credit. Dude's got a hose for an arm, it looks like, for intermediate passes. He throws a strong ball, throws a tight spiral. He's a smart guy in terms of not really putting the ball in danger. For a team with a defense like that, I feel like it was the right choice.
I don't know. Trevor Siemian looks more of a male model than an actual NFL quarterback. He's skinny. But anyway.
Oh, he's not big. Yeah,
he's skinny,
and
but he's tall.
he wears those. Excuse me, sorry, I struggled through that sentence. He wears those not tight but not loose, kind of mid sleeves.
Yeah.
You know, not the Peyton Manning long ones, but not the tight, Mariota ones. You know? Or the Kaepernick ones. He wears it's like the Aaron Murray's. You know, the real,
there you go.
It's like he's got a sort of long sleeve on. You know,
sort of.
He's not cold, but he's not hot. You know.
Yeah, but anyways, going back to Mark Sanchez's career here, after he lost that starting job, now goes to Dallas and is going to back up a rookie that was drafted this past April, or it is past April, yeah. NFL draft.
And he was a fourth,
I think a 4th, 5th round pick.
No, I want to say 3rd or 4th.
3rd or 4th? Yeah, I think it was a 4th round pick.
That's what it is. He wears even He wears I guess they're like Rodgers sleeves.
Okay.
You know? Trevor Siemian, yeah. Well, not so much Brady, more Rodgers, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's just, it's disappointing for Sanchez, to say the least, In my eyes, at least. It must be disappointing, It's a shame. I mean, even Chase Daniel knows losing his starting gig is disappointing. You're telling me you're telling me Sanchez coming in from a possible Super Bowl winning team to now being a backup, that's not a disappointment? Come on.
That's disappointing. And plus the Dak Prescott was electric this preseason too. So
yeah, I mean, there's no way they were bringing him in to start. They needed another quarterback. They only had 2, and they were both young guys, so you needed to get some more depth in there. And I mean, why not?
But if Tony Romo comes back, Mark Sanchez is cut.
More than likely, I don't see them cutting that young kid because
no,
you're going to make Mark Sanchez your third stringer.
Yeah,
come on.
Do you really want to keep 3 quarterbacks in your roster?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
There's one with 4.
Yeah, there's 2 with 4.
Yes, there's right now. Yeah. But hey,
that was what a crazy and wild weekend.
We're done here.
Crazy
wild weekend to say the least.
Yeah, but tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into matter of fact. Speaking of the Cowboys, we're gonna talk about the NFC East and the AFC East.
I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah.
We're talking Patriots. We're talking Cowboys.
Yes.
We're talking Jets.
We're talking about Giants.
We're talking Dolphins.
And we're talking Bills.
And don't forget Eagles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Philadelphia Eagles.
And I guess the Redskins.
Two, I guess. Oh, yeah. They did win.
Just the division winner.
They did win it last year. Okay. But, yeah, the 2 teams we talked about briefly today, we're going to be talking about them tomorrow even more.
Yeah, 2 of the teams we're talking about even more.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right. So.
Boom.
Yeah, we have to get out of here. Yeah, We've been here for too long.
I'm late for dinner.
At 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I never had it last night.
I'm late for my nap. I'm kidding.
Yeah. You would be surprised.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, anyways, thank you guys for tuning into the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. You can catch us every week, Monday through Friday, on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, and SoundCloud. You can also catch our show at GSMCpodcast.com. That is a website that includes our other shows on the network.
Yep.
I do the baseball show. I almost called you Ben. Alex does the sports.
No, Ben was here. That Scrub's here on Fridays.
Oh, dang.
No, I'm just kidding.
Where did the chill go?
I like Ben. Right. We're buds.
Yeah, Ben's cool. That's my baseball co-host. Yeah,
you guys go way back, right?
No, we go, all the way to like June of this year. Yeah.
Yeah, way back. You know him better than I do.
Okay. All right. Calm down. All right. Settle down. All right. But anyways, we'd like to thank you guys for tuning in the show. You can also follow this show on Twitter at GSMC_football. You can also follow us on Instagram at the same handle that's at GSMC_football. You can also like us on Facebook at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. And we have a lot to talk about this week. We're going to talk about the NFC, AFC East tomorrow. Thursday, we're going to be previewing some college and the opening game of the NFL season.
Yeah, Thursday. I can't wait, dude.
Wait.
Trevor Siemian's going to kill it.
Trevor Siemian versus Cam Newton, guys.
Yeah, who saw that coming?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. All right. But anyways, we got to get out of here.
We do, yeah.
We do.
So let's go and get going. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. As always, I'm Alex.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And we'll catch you cats later. Bye-bye.